What does $38 million really get you in Dubai? Well, today we're looking at Villa Luzera, a massive luxury mansion that looks like the definition of elite living. But when you strip away the marble, the glass, the marketing, is it actually special? Because this is where things get interesting. Homes at this level promise things like timeless design, world-class living, but a lot of them start to feel, the same, interchangeable, just not really having a lot of character or soul. Big spaces, expensive finishes, but not always real character. Sometimes not really good decisions. So in this video, we're breaking down what Villa Luzera gets right, where it falls flat, and whether this is true luxury or just a very expensive illusion in the desert. Let's get into it. Now, I will say this is not a just a quick flyover. I'm going to be pretty comprehensive while keeping it interesting and not boring you to death with like really tiny details. I'll try not to stop it. But if I see something that's kind of egregious or something that needs to be pointed out, I will. If you don't want to get into nitpicky details, this is not for you. If you just want like something that's kind of like, light and kind of something that sounds like a real estate listing, this is not it. This is actually pointing out things that are good choices, things that are bad choices in a comprehensive way. All right, let's get into it.
Hi Luxury Home Show, Hannah here, and today I am taking you on a tour of Villa Luzera in the highly sought after location of Emerald Hills here in Dubai. The biggest shower/spa I've ever seen within a bedroom. Lovely, light and airy. Does not feel like a basement, does it? Need I say more? You've got a pool up here. I mean, I am speechless. You see the Burj Khalifa there, lit up at night.
I mean, right away at night, this has good lighting. I mean, we probably won't get too deep as the video goes on and what it looks like at night, but I'm glad they did this up front. You get to see the landscaping. I would have preferred them to do something had a little bit more interest, how they aimed the light, but that's not a real important detail. Not really. I just really enjoyed that they actually did put some lighting to accentuate the different, edges and different surfaces.
Now, with a property this architecturally interesting and unique, we had to start by looking at the outside. The form, for one, is stunning. All of that glazing as well.
It looks like Travertine, which I think I appreciate. It's in the desert. It's meant to look like it's in the desert. I'm glad they didn't do anything crazy that kind of looked out of place for its environment. So far, the tones are right. The materials are right.
And I love that it's been covered in that beautiful stone, that travertine. Now, the actual plot is 13,000 square feet, but as you can see, it's been built up. So the entire house's volume is 23,000 square feet. So there's a lot to explore. There are 5 bedrooms, 12 bathrooms. Hey, I mean, the more the better, right? It's got your usual home office, your pool, there's a gym, but guys, this is the Luxury Home Show, so throwing a few more little gems in there, some of which I have never seen.
Oh, one thing it's kind of interesting to point out, this is in a $38 million house, seemingly surrounded by other houses that are similar worth and value. But man, already I can see camera here, camera there. What kind of neighborhood is this? Dubai is generally known to be a pretty safe, crime-free in a sense, because of the strict laws. But I just find it interesting that, they got cameras all over the place. I mean, this is what we can see. I'm sure there are more we can't.
Seen before, so let's go and have a look. So we are heading to the pedestrian entrance of your property, but there is a separate entrance where you can drive your car down into your private car park. I know. Can you imagine though, your driver rocking up, dropping you off, and then taking your beautiful car down to its private little nest. Yeah. Well, in we go. There you go, Luzera, where light breathes. Now, this entire property, from the architecture, the...
Let me just take it back really quick. I just saw something that was pretty cool. It may not be able to be seen otherwise because they're going to go inside, but I think this looks like some sort of fluted design. There we go again, cameras. It's 3 cameras so far. But anyway, this is pretty interesting. It's done to break up the texture so that the travertine doesn't look too, it gives a dimension to it. So I like that they made these fluted sections. It's a very small detail, but travertine already has texture by itself, but this is a different level of detail in that texture. I appreciate that.
Where light breathes. Now, this entire property, from the architecture, the engineering, the designing, has been done by La Casa Living. They've got a couple of properties nearby, but they're either under construction or they've been sold. But don't worry, we'll talk to you a little bit more about them later. So walking through your courtyard, you can see the travertine continues. Just looks so clean and slick everywhere.
Okay, I will say this. I do enjoy the travertine, but they put it everywhere. In the garage, underneath, in the gardens, on the walkway. I think I would have enjoyed them to have broken this up a little bit. Maybe like with some, maybe like marble or something like that, just to break it up, or even like, maybe, cement would have been fine, or concrete would have been fine too. But I think I'm starting to get kind of overwhelmed with travertine.
Beautiful plants dotted around, and what a stunning... Oh, they're strings! Stunning water feature. Oh, I'll tell you what, that feels nice in this heat. Very nice. Oh, let me pull myself away from that. And then through to probably the biggest door I've ever seen. Think it's big enough?
I do appreciate that. That's a pretty awesome door. It looks like I don't know what they're doing right here with the handle and also having this inset. I think this could have been an opportunity to make something really cool. Because there's nothing outside the realm of imagination when you're spending $38 million. That could have been we could have made a really cool door so that maybe like the handle disappears. Because otherwise, I don't really know what this inset is for. Usually they would do something like, maybe like buttons or something kind of obscured or hidden, or maybe even like a handle that you run your finger, like, kind of in a channel or something like that on this leading edge of the door. So I'm not really sure what this inset is for. Otherwise, it looks kind of like it leans like it's going to be functional for some reason, but it's not.
I wonder if this is going to be like need mammoth strength or... Oh no, easy, nice. Right then, here we go. So into your entrance hallway, and this has got to be one of the grandest welcomes home I've ever seen. I mean, as you can see, the travertine continues. I mean, we do come into some properties and we're blown away, but come on, you're having a laugh, eh? We've got triple height ceilings. So I can see all the way from the basement to the top, which is 14 meters. And you haven't already seen, look at that, cherry on top of the cake. That is a rooftop swimming pool, all right? Yeah, okay, we'll obviously see that later, but not only can you see through it because it's got an acrylic bottom, which...
Oh, guys, did you see it? Oh.
Obviously see that later, but not only can you see through it because it's got...
Right there. Oh, God. Now, I haven't seen this video, y'all. This is, I'm seeing it for the first time. But things like this are making me cringe because this house is looking like it is fabulous. It's looking like a lot of detail, a lot of, there were no expense spared on some of the materials and the finishes and things like that. But this right here, I would not have shown this on this video. This is a humongous failure in execution right here. These are supposed to be aligned. I know glass moves, some of the railing or the trim move, or the channel that it's set in moves, but gosh, this is way off. This is off the same thickness of the glass itself. It should be aligned with this section right here. Let's see if she says anything about it.
on the walls, which is sort of, you know, as the name suggests, it's Luz, isn't it? And a piece of art in itself, I have to say. And as you can see, the wall, I have never seen this before, okay? This is volcanic stone. This is lava stone cladding. Absolutely incredible. I mean, look at the juxtaposition of this texture with the marble on the floor, which is Serpaggiante. I think I said that right. I mean, the Italian brands and some of the German brands in this property, I mean, it just doesn't get any more luxe. It really doesn't. There is 7,000 square feet of marble in this property. Another great thing about the Casa is that they create these open plan living areas, because this is a vast space, but at the end of the day, it's a family home, isn't it? So
it looks like I didn't catch that initially. I thought the floors were travertine because they match the walls well. That's pretty interesting. These are marble floors and volcanic rock. I think that's pretty cool.
This is a vast space, but at the end of the day, it's a family home, isn't it? So there's loads of separate areas and opportunities for moments of human connection. Speaking of which, this area, now it was on the plans meant to be a bar. Damn, don't worry, they've left it open so that you have a little bit of flexibility. So you can add it back in if you want. You know, can you imagine your guests coming in right to your bar? You know, you've got maybe a sommelier here, a cocktail maker, maybe something. We've got the grand piano, so we're halfway there, and you could, you know, be impressing people. Huh? Should have put a jar there for my tips. Eh? Come on, cough up, Tom. Eh? Can hire me any day. So once you've taken your drink and you're listening to the beautiful music going on, you can go and relax over here. We've got more of that striking volcanic stone on the walls there with some niches ready for you to put your ornaments in. And we are surrounded by top luxury brands, including Molteni, Polyform, Poltrona Frau, Giorgetti. And it's been nicely zoned out with this absolutely ginormous rug, making it feel a little bit more cozy. We've gone opposite now in terms of scale. It's us. A sort of model of the villa. Now, this is such a big room that you've actually got two lounge areas. This one is probably more like your reception room. Over there, snuggle down, you know, it's a bit cozier, you can watch a movie. And then nestled in between is your dining table. It is absolutely huge. And stretching the entire width of the property, we've got this beautiful, rich and dark wooden ceiling. And again, I think it needs that to soften this space because it is uber modern in here.
I disagree. I think you need wood, but I think I would have preferred. I think it would have flowed better or integrated better if it were a lighter wood, maybe like a natural oak finish. This just gets lost. I mean, it looks dramatic, I'm sure, at night, but you know, you don't just experience it at night. I think again, I appreciate the wood. It just should have been a lighter, natural color, not dark.
And again, I think it needs that to soften this space because it is uber modern in here. I mean, you will need air conditioning here. Heating, not so much if you're from the UK. We need our little radiators.
Well, I mean, that's what it looks like at night. So I don't think you don't really see it in the daytime or at night. So I think that's a design failure. I think they would have, and it's a different color. It's like a, you know, like a cherry type of stain. It seems from this video. I would have, again, natural color, natural earth tones would have been a better choice to match the floor, the bronze insets in the wall, and the travertine here should have been natural oak or natural something, not dark, whatever this is.
Don't we? But it's so well insulated, this property, that it's always a kind of balmy 22 degrees, so they've got a lovely balance of temperature in here. This has got to be one of my favourite light features I've ever seen. All of these have been individually strung. They're not on one massive panel up there. This is by a Czech company, and they are really renowned for their crystals and for their lighting. And all of these, oh look, can you see that's just slightly moving in the breeze? They've all been hand blown. I just don't know how they've done this with this cubic design. Oh, and the colours. And actually, speaking of colours, the colour palette flows really, really well.
You know what this means? This means that when it's time to Change out this light
lighting,
fixture.
and
Hang
all
on.
of these. Oh, look, can you see that's just slightly moving in the breeze? They've all been.
When you get ready to change these out, these are LEDs. The presumption is that these will last a long time. You won't have to, but if they're individually strung, so they basically drilled holes in the ceiling where the wires, for suspension and for power going to the wires. This is going to be a headache to replace. I think I would have wished they would have went with something just a little bit more elegant instead of all these wires. I just see holes in the ceiling, and again, when it's time to replace it, it's not going to be pretty. But I guess if you spend $38 million, I guess you can afford to spend $10,000 or $20,000 for somebody to replace the lights. So whatever you have to do when it's time to replace this fixture itself, or make any repairs.
Hand blown. I just don't know how they've done this with this cubic design. Oh, and the colours. And actually, speaking of colours, the colour palette flows really, really well over into your lounge area. So let's go and have a look. We have a plethora of indulgent browns in this room and the whole property, which I think is needed. It really softens the whole place up, as do all of these raw materials, including, this leather. I mean, honestly, the stitching is perfection. The attention to detail in this property, second to none. This entire wall is taken up by a bespoke media unit and your mini cinema screen. I really enjoy the asymmetry here with all the cubes, and that's beautifully mirrored with the light fixture and all the niches at the back of the room. And that's a design that's not immediately apparent, but the creativity, that's what La Casa does best. It looks good, but it feels effortless. So leaving the living areas, we're going to go down to the kitchen, and on the way, we have a very impressive...
Hang on, I see something here. I'm not really sure. The wall panels here, again, they got handprints and stuff like that. No big deal for the handprints, but I don't like these seams here. I think I would have rather them to make larger, more, I guess maybe make a solid panel. I know wood doesn't grow like in a panel this large, but they can get veneers and things like that to cover it up so you don't have these seams. I don't know if these seams here add any value. It looks like a design compromise to accommodate for the sizes of the panels, or trying to make a design feature out of the limitations of the panels itself. I don't like that. It just doesn't, because wood doesn't naturally, I don't know. Let me not say. I think you can do a lot of things with wood. I just think they would have done it. They shouldn't have made it look like a blown out hardwood floor platform, like the staggered board look on this. I think it should have been just a more cohesive or a more seamless execution.
We're going to go down to the kitchen, and on the way, we have a very impressive downstairs WC, one of your 12 bathrooms. I feel like this deserves to be in some kind of art gallery. I mean, even the basin is some kind of elegant sculpture. Unbelievable. So what we can see here on the floors, on the walls, is Fior di Bosco Italian marble. It's been book matched. The veining is incredible. And they've got a massive slab of it up here, which they chipped away on purpose to create this jagged edge. So it gives you the impression that you're craving behind it and looking into the jungle.
Nope, it doesn't do that. It looks exactly like they did. It doesn't. I would prefer them just have not done that at all, just to keep just a really, just a clean edged piece to kind of carry on the symmetry and the shapes, because this house is a representation of rectangles and squares and things like that, and this just does nothing to do. It just looks like it's material that they had left over, and this is where we're going to put it. That's what it looks like.
At the courtyard, bringing the outdoors in, and then around here, a property of this size does of course come with its own lift, and not just a tiddly widdly 3 people lift. This is a hotel level lift. You can get 18 people in there. I mean, who knows the kind of parties that you'll be throwing. We will of course be using that later. But through here is the kitchen, which comes with another lounge area and views out onto your front garden. But you would be forgiven for thinking, is this the kitchen? I mean, obviously there's the hob, but apart from that, it's pretty concealed, right? This is a Gottling designer kitchen. Apart from that,
So this is good. So when I see this, I see that they did not skimp out on the materials for or the equipment in the kitchen. This is a Miele gas cooktop with the wok burner, 1, 2, 3, 4 other burners. So I like this. I would have actually, for a house like this, I don't mind this at all. I just kind of wish they had gone the extra step of making it where they had, or integrating the cooktops into the countertop itself, so that you don't have the glass piece. I can't remember who makes it, but they make something that looks similar where the burners are built into the countertop itself. But I can understand, this is cool too. This is not taking anything away from it, because this is an excellent piece of equipment. Also have the hidden exhaust hood, or ventilation rather, probably because there's nothing. I hadn't seen the rest of it yet, but they're about to show it. It's probably sitting in the middle of the kitchen, not against a wall or anything like that. So I can understand why they have this. But this is fine. Seeing something like this tells me that they are, they've made some good hardware choices throughout the house.
it's pretty concealed, right? This is a Gottling designer kitchen, and definitely for someone who doesn't like clutter or it looking too kitcheny. I mean, my little kitchen looks very lived in. That's being kind. That is being kind. But here, look at the shape of this island. It is stunning. And you know what got to? You know what this is? A concealed extractor fan. Oh, by Gaggenau. Goodbye. Now this.
So Gaggenau, Miele, and Bosch, they're all under the same umbrella. So that's fine. Maybe Miele doesn't make a ventilation hood like this, so it's okay to use it. I will say that I actually love the countertop of the island rather, and also the cabinetry. They match. I don't know if they're a stone or something that simulates stone, but it integrates very well with the kitchen and the island. In contrast to some of the wooden trim on the wall in the other rooms that didn't just really look good. This looks great.
This is so fun. I've not seen one of these so slick before. Behind here, where's your sink? Right, through these. Pocket, sliding doors. So we've got this very sexy black quartz everywhere. On the back, got a black sink, obviously a cooker.
So it's quartz. So it's a thin, it's probably maybe 1 centimeter, maybe like a ½ centimeter thickness. But that's pretty awesome that it opens and it slides in. So I know some people kind of like to see kitchens like that, or not. I mean, kitchens differently from this, where, you kind of see the refrigerator, you see the stove, you see all this stuff. Because they like that kitcheny, they like to feel like they're in the kitchen. This is different because it's such a modern house. You don't want to see, kitcheny things. You don't want your house to look like a restaurant. And this does a good job of that it's a kitchen because you got the island right there, but you also, the important elements, kind of fade away so that they don't become focal points, because the house itself is the focal point. The view, the sunlight, all those things are focal points. So this is a great idea.
Look at tap, of course. Now, this is them open, but I want to show you this movement. I have never seen self-closing pocket doors. Look at this. And then you just give it a little shove closed. Oh, look at that. You can just tidy it all away. Honestly, I'm done. So over here we have got more informal dining space, perfect for your lunches or your morning coffee. Got a coffee maker here, an inbuilt oven, and the biggest fridge and freezers that Miele do, which are inbuilt. So let's have a look at the nice little push, and it opens, and that is a whopper of a freezer. chill. We're about to go upstairs and have a look at all of the bedrooms. Now remember, I did say there was one on this floor. It's the same aesthetic as the others. It's got that lovely leather cladding, ensuite walk-in wardrobe, beautiful marble. In any of them, you're going to get a cracking night's sleep. So let's go and have a look. Okay, up here on the first floor, and wow, the view from here is phenomenal, honestly. It just gives such a sense of the scale of this property as well.
I will say too, there's some things that I just noticed. Well, I wanted to kind of let the video play out a little bit before I brought attention to them, but I like whatever these relief cuts or whatever they're called. I think it may just be for visual interest, but I do like that they broke up the travertine because it's a lot. I like that they broke it up by having these little points of interest here. I don't necessarily love all this track lighting like this. I think there are probably better ways to do it. Looks like they're integrated or used to show focus or interest, or to highlight this wall rather. Looks like it's copper or something like that. Not really sure. But when you're looking at it from any other angle, these lights are obscured, but you get the glow of the lights or whatever. So I actually like this part and the light that shines on it, but not this. This kind of looks kind of like you're like in a theater production kind of sort of. I don't hate it. I just wish they could have done something just a little bit different than this.
Well, and look at that, I can almost touch the rooftop pool. I mean, look at the ripples there on the bottom of it. Can't wait to show you the rooftop. Now this is actually a piece of art. All the artwork is done by London Art, or COW, like this little guy here. This was actually a piece of stainless steel, then with brass on top, and then with an acid wash to create this beautiful mural that again just ties in that colour palette throughout, including more of that wooden ceiling there. We've got lights or hidden lights everywhere as well. Okay, we've got 4 bedrooms up here. So we've seen one down there, there's 3 over there. This wing is just the principal suite. Let's have a look. Oh. I mean, it's not even funny at this point, is it? Look at it goes all the way back there. Oh, of course, there's silk sheets. And like, absolutely unbelievable view. Of course there is, and of course there's a perfectly positioned glass Antonio Lupi bathtub to look at it all in. I'm not jealous at all. I'm really jealous.
Looks like they made this shower. The drain looks like it's the length of the whole room from here to here. I saw her walk by it, and it's kind of like she almost stepped over it. So that's kind of interesting that this shower is the drain is on this side for one. That kind of goes. You have to step over that to go to the rest of the room. It should have been either down here or on this side. Not really sure what that's about. This looks kind of interesting. I'm probably going to skip the bedrooms and see if we can get something a little bit more interesting, because bedrooms are not really where the design sensibilities are, or you have a lot of good design they're just beds and not really interesting spaces. But I do like this slat wall as well, but just not really sure about this bath drain channel here.
The biggest shower / spa I've ever seen within a bedroom. There's a bathroom down there, but why not? Da, 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 kids, the singing, hey, sitting down, looking at the view, maybe a cup of coffee, you can, drenched. I've just never seen anything like this. You've got more of that insane marbling, which, as you can see, they've actually chain linked.
See, this is what I was talking about. There we go. At the bottom, I don't really understand that. Looks like she said they had a bathroom down the street or around the corner from the bedroom that's for this bedroom. But they also have this humongous shower and bathtub in here with that channel at the bottom. Again, I think that's in the wrong place. You don't want to step over a drain channel in the middle of your bedroom. It's just misplaced. I'm sure that sounds like, or looks like rather, there may have been a structural reason for it to be there. Maybe they couldn't put it on the other side, but it just looks unsightly in the middle of the room.
Honestly, the luxury here is blowing my mind. Finest of places.
I'm going to skip it a little bit.
We've got these beautiful pops of
I'm going to skip, just letting you know, I'm just skipping some of this stuff. I don't want to see this.
plants. We are Surratt veined Arabico marble. One is for your toilet and your bidet. We've got double sinks here. No, this is not a shop. Oh my course it does. Mall, which is one of the biggest in Dubai. So you would not have a problem filling all of this up. Challenge accepted. I am pulling myself, tearing myself away from that sanctuary. And here we have a lovely family room that connects the two sides of the house together with this phenomenal light fixture.
Let's see if we can get to, let's see what we can get to here. Let's see what this looks like, a shared kitchen.
A shared kitchen, so you don't have to go all the way downstairs. Got a sink, fridge, storage, even a coffee maker and an oven. But I think I'd be popping here for a cheeky intermission.
I'm cool with that. To have a kitchen upstairs, or kitchen. You have a kitchen in your bedroom. You got two bathrooms with humongous shower, and this is upstairs. And you got your kitchen, your bar, your coffee maker right there. I'm cool with that.
Drink. Along this corridor, we've got the rest of the bedrooms. Like I said, we've got one on the ground floor. We've obviously seen the principal suite. So let's head into bedroom number 3. More of that lovely marble on the floors. We've got a nice feature wooden paneling on this wall, and the rest is all leather clad. Gorgeous big bed there, and more of those preciosa lights. Those are hand blown, and they sort of just look like they're melting icicles. Oh, I love those. And then through here is your dressing room. All of the bedrooms have a very similar aesthetic and form. So this is your dressing area, which is, say more?
All right.
Cool up.
We're at the roof terrace. The bedrooms didn't really seem really interesting, so I wanted to get to this so we can see what kind of design choices and what kind of things that they did to make this one worth a $38 million house. Let's see.
Here. Oh my goodness. And look, I can see all the way down to the entrance. Absolutely incredible. A water feature. I love the sound of that as well. I mean, take up a pew. Can you imagine having friends around here, having a drink, having a chat?
I do enjoy this. This is actually pretty cool. I'm not really a fan of like the lounge chairs all over everywhere around the pool. And this is more, I believe this is more of a party house, not a lounge by the pool type of house, because this doesn't look, I mean, it's a big pool, but not like a pool for a lot of people to get in. So this looks like it's just kind of like a party house where people are just sitting around the pool, enjoying maybe like a fire pit. I don't know if they have one around here, but that's what kind of like gives me that vibe with the seating. This is actually pretty cool. And then this contrasts very well at night with the open sky and the the lights and things like that at night. I like this. This is a good detail, and the fact that it's on the roof. It takes it. What it does, it kind of tempers the very hot and bright and unrelenting heat of the sun in Dubai. So this is a very good element to have on the rooftop. I'm sure it's super expensive to be able to create the right support for the immense weight of the water. But I think this is much better here than it would be like in the front yard or the backyard or the side yard or whatever at the ground level. I love it up here.
Oh, wow. I have to say, this is the perfect light to show this in. Like this twilight, everything just pops. Now, over here, of course, you've got a fully functioning kitchen. Barbecue time. Now, it is winter and it's still boiling during the day. So the temperature right now is perfect. So there we go. You could have friends and your family here for dinner, barbecue or something. Absolutely.
I just noticed again, I was hoping it got better when I saw it earlier, but look at this view. I'm sure, you know, when you live in Dubai, you're gonna, this is a perpetual image that you're gonna see. You're not gonna go anywhere and not see this unless you're way out, you know, away from the city. You're gonna see, you know, buildings under construction, but $38 million, I would have preferred it to be not a building in the way. I would prefer it to be maybe like overlooking the marina or something like that, or something that had more visual interest in looking at these buildings under construction. I think that's a detriment, not a good selling point to this property. But I will say that it is fabulous outside of that, and maybe that's why they took the approach that they did to make it incredibly beautiful to distract you from this.
It's stunning with these views. Honestly, you see the Burj Khalifa there lit up at night. I've been sitting here watching the stars. Now, we were chatting to our new Dubai friends, and they said in the winter, it can get chilly at night time. It can be 20 degrees. Ha ha ha! Yeah, everybody in the UK laughing at that. That's a good summer day. That's a perfect summer day. But if it does get too cold, come in here. You have this indoor-outdoor room. So a fully retractable roof, so that can go up or down depending on the weather. But here, if it does get chilly, you can put the fire pit on. That would be cozy, wouldn't it? Again, with those stunning views. Sitting around here, oh yeah. And then, more travertine. Hey? Click. I'll remember this. Oh, lovely. Right, follow me around here. The way that they have landscaped this space, this is a 200-year-old olive tree. I don't want to know the expense and the logistics that went into getting this bad boy up here. Worth it though, worth it. Oh, gorgeous. And then through here, you've got another inside-outside room. Now, it's not kitted out yet, could be whatever you want it to be, but I'm thinking it will probably be an outdoor gym, you know? You don't need more motivation than this. Don't worry, aircon. There you go. But we do have a sauna in the back. No, I'm not doing that in Dubai. It's hot enough already. This is the sauna. So...
And that is interesting. Dubai, it's very hot on its own. I don't know why you would have this. It's like having air conditioning in the Arctic. It doesn't make sense. I don't know if this was just, maybe they're trying to market it to people who may live, or maybe try to cover all kind of bases. You know, maybe like if they have like, you know, maybe people who, maybe Nordic, you know, Swedish, you know, that sort of environment. Where they're used to having these things, but this, I don't think this will ever be used.
Oh yeah, pretty spectacular. I think you'll agree. I'm gonna soak up a little bit more of those sunset views because it's just absolutely perfect. Right, I've just come from the rooftop all the way down to the basement. Of course, I had to use the lift. Now, this is, yes, Tom from behind the camera is nodding to me. This is his favourite floor. I'm about to show you why. Don't look this way. I think this might be why it's his favourite. But as you can see, lovely, light and airy. Does not feel like a basement, does it? You can see all the way up to the pool. So you've got that natural light flooding through here and the two staircases stacked on top of each other. Great courtyard with more planters here. And this guy, we are certainly not sad because the room's down here. Oh yes, we'll start over in this one. I wish, God, can you imagine? You could get a hairdresser, barber, makeup artist to come and zhuzh you up. Tell you what, I think I need it. The humidity. It's dry out there, it's a bit humid. But what a treat. I've never seen a home salon before. So whether you've got a night on the tiles, you need to zhuzh up for it, or you just want a bit of TLC, this is the room to do it, the treatment room. So back out to the hallway. To my right, we have another luxurious WC, and then to my right is your home office. Yeah. Nah, just crunch the numbers like you always do. Yeah, you know what you do. That's what I pay for.
Okay, this is kind of interesting. So this is cabinet or bookshelves or something like that, it appears, but it looks like it's just, unless these open up, they have ways to open it up, which I can't immediately see that. Don't know if I like this presented this way. It's actually kind of cool in a way, but it looks like it's meant to look like bookshelves, but the things that you would display are obscure or kind of turned inwardly so that you can't see it. So I don't know what you would use it for. It just seems like I don't know, kind of like I don't know. I can't really put my finger on what I'm getting from it, but it looks kind of like an afterthought. It looks like it's maybe like they tried to do something to make it look cool, and had the lights the glow behind it, but it looks like it's like they wanted to see what bookshelves would look like in it without committing all the way to it. Or it could be, let's see what happens.
All right then, Betty. Huh? This is where all the big decisions happen. All the big stuff. As well as this big desk. I mean, this could just be for you, or I'd be very happy to have a meeting here with some future clients. Lovely. And if you do need to ponder anything, I'll show you around this way, but you've got a courtyard. Stunning. Now, I'm all for a bit of work-life balance. So
Yeah, it looks like they're nothing. So I don't know. They could have did something different with that one, with that design choice. Not really sure what's there because it's not really functional.
After a hard day, this is where you come and play. Great place to come and relax. You've got a billiards table here, but as you can see, it's also set up as a gym.
Now, this is the first time I've seen this again in this whole house, having the fluted travertine. I would have liked to see that maybe just a little bit more, especially like in some of the areas where it just dominates. The travertine dominates the space, like around the pool, maybe like I guess we are downstairs, but maybe like in other areas to kind of break up just the visual interest. Not too much. It doesn't need to be everywhere, but just a little bit more because it's actually a very cool treatment of the travertine.
You could have one on the roof, but there is one down here as well. All techno gym equipment. And then this is your outdoor space that you share with the office. Seamless indoor-outdoor living. Look at this, it's a little slice of heaven. Very tranquil. I love what they've done down here. Now, you've got two different access points, so if you did need a break from work and you wanted to pop out on a phone call or breath of fresh air, you can do so. Very calming. But equally, if you wanted to come out with a drink or have a cigar, you can do that as well. Now, we are surrounded by more of this beautiful travertine, which has been so carefully chain matched. It's that attention to detail that makes this place really stand out. And not only using natural raw materials does it look lovely, it's also durable and practical. You know, this is going to stand the test of time. You're not going to be worrying in 10, 20, 50 years' time that something's going to rust or you need to paint over it again. So, yeah, that is what La Casa do. You know, practical, but it looks ridiculously good as well. Now, as you can probably see behind me, I mean, this is a first for me. I wondered, why do you need a car park on display? Well, little old me does not have 8 luxury cars to show off. Well, if you do, and if you own a house like this, you probably do, that is where to show them. Now, at the beginning of the video, I mentioned that there was a nest.
Now, we'll say this. I think this is probably one of the most pretty cool demonstrations of opulence. The garage floor is travertine as well. Travertine is porous, very porous. So driving on it, things leaking out of your car, which, you know, I would imagine someone who has his house has the ability to take their cars to get fixed or whatever if they're leaking oil or whatever. But once it gets in travertine, it's likely not coming out. So you have to be resigned to the fact that your car may leak something in your floor that you may never get out that cost who knows what amount of money. So when I see this, because most people would have done just a concrete floor, even like a tile floor, but to have travertine in your garage floor is pretty amazing, given how durable, or how, I won't say as a wall cladding, a wall surface, durable. As something that your car is going to drive on, not durable. But I mean, it's like you might as well be marble. So when I see this, this is incredible. I actually like the detail. I know I talked about having travertine overload, but right here, I mean, gosh, I mean, this is incredible.
Fuel cars. Well, here it is. You can tuck them up before you go to bed. Yeah, they've got air conditioning, don't worry, they'll sleep soundly. Marble, you know, nice and comfortable for them as well. They've even got a view out to the swimming pool. Oh, look at them, how cute. Shh, we should probably let them go to sleep now, so I'll see you in the garden, all right?
All right, I think we're going to leave it here. I'm giving you a peek inside of what $38 million gets you in Dubai. I will say that this, from the ones we've seen, I've seen some other houses that were of similar, well, maybe not provenance, but I would say similar, kind of in the same price range, or something close. I would say this probably is representative of what I would want. Not this view, but the materials and the construction and the execution, for the most part, is grade A. I would have done something different. I would have, had, those items repaired, like that glass that was misaligned. I would have something like that fixed. I mean, fortunately, those are things that are not really humongous things to fix, but I would not have, as a contractor or as an owner, as an architect, you don't sign off on those things. You get those things fixed right away, especially before having the real estate agency who's marketing this property, having it exposed to millions of people who are potentially buyers for this house, to see things like that are not corrected. All in all, I say this is probably leaning more towards, I see why it's $38 million, as opposed to some of the houses that we've seen. They look, like someone's being very aspirational about their prices. This one, I think, is closer to being worth what they're asking for it. All right. Let me know in the comments if you disagree with what you think you would have done different. If you like the choices as they are, let me know in the comments, and we'll see you next time.